Doug MPA back on another video. So Bud Light's problems just keep getting worse and worse and worse. It is July 4th today, and Bud Light sales did not get any better despite all of the new ads that have been coming out showing them pro-America and waving the American flag, and a good old-fashioned barbecue ain't the same without Bud Light. They did a tweet for July 4th, and it just got shredded on social media. This article is called Bud Light's 4th of July tweet shows its loss at the war for America, and I couldn't have put that better myself. Bud Light has lost. Before I get into this article, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It's just you support me and what I'm doing over here. And in the comment section, did you buy beer for July 4th? And if you did you see lots of Bud Light and Budweiser on the shelves? Put the stories in the comments because I most certainly did. It says Budweiser is in a position from which it can't extricate itself, and the situation will cost it billions. You can't apologize for something that many Americans, maybe most of them, don't consider wrong. If you do, then you simply anger a different group than the one that's currently mad at you without fixing things with the first agreed party. That's the impossible position which Anheuser-Busch finds itself after it tried to grow its customer base via a small social media promotion with Transformer influencer Dylan Mulvaney involving Bud Light. The company certainly misjudged its core audience. That is an understatement, even as its work with Mulvaney was a relatively minor part of its marketing efforts. Yeah, well, that relatively minor part, I said it on other Bud Light videos, I'll say it again. This is the biggest L, the biggest loss of 2023. Disney is trying to catch up with all of its flops this year, but almost $30 billion. Good job, Bud Light. Put in the comments if you could think of a bigger L in 2023 than this Bud Light situation. Does Budweiser didn't put Mulvaney in a Super Bowl ad or introduce a Transformer Clydesdale. Can you imagine that ad, guys? Oh my God. It simply enlisted the social media star to post a sponsored video behind a promotion that involved carrying as many beers as possible. I didn't even know what that ad was supposed to be. Dylan Mulvaney is such a caricature, kind of like a cartoon character, kind of. I don't know what that ad was supposed to be, but I guess it was supposed to be carrying as many beers as possible, I guess. That became fodder for Kid Rock, a rock star who is not exactly at the peak of his popularity, to express outrage at the brand for promoting inclusivity. You see the cop out there? It's not about promoting inclusivity. You had that vice president, Alyssa, whatever her name was, literally insulting the existing fan base, calling them fratty, broy, out of touch, and loyal to a dying brand. You don't insult your paying customers. You just don't do it. Don't call them some kind of ist or some kind of phobe, or or call them. Don't insult your paying customer. The company probably should have at least considered that the effort could prompt this reaction, but the reality is that once it partnered with Mulvaney, there was no winning back the customers who were offended by the message that Budweiser wants everyone to drink its beer. No, the message was all the current drinkers are a bunch of outdated losers, pretty much. And I don't know what they were thinking, because people 30 and under, you can see the data. They don't drink beer. They drink seltzers and liquor. This, you can look it up, Google it. So what was that ad even for? It says, and that became evident when Budweiser posted an innocuous 4th of July tweet. So this talks about Target's troubles right here. They sold merchandise, but Target was the only one with backlash. Walt Disney fought Governor DeSantis in Florida about his LGBT HGTV bill that don't say legislation. And then they say that Caesars Entertainment has had RuPaul's Drag Race, but you don't see them getting any kind of boycotting either. Budweiser didn't do anything that countless other companies aren't doing to reach the broadest audience. Kid Rock may be shocked to know that many companies that sell music gear, even some of the brands he uses, openly support LGBT HGTV causes. Yeah, but the problem is, once again, those people aren't insulting their customers or they're staying or the supporting with their dollars, but they're not getting directly involved in the politics themselves and the identity politics. It's arbitrary and symbolic, which leaves Budweiser pretty much unable to do anything save act as if things are normal, and even as it loses hundreds of millions in sales. And the problem I always say is Bud Light should have taken a stance. They either should have leaned fully into the left's rainbow, or they should have went back to the right and apologized to the customers that are leaving the brand. But they're not doing anything. They're trying to just ride down the middle and hope things get better, and they're not. It says on June 30th, the Bud Light Twitter account posted a pretty innocuous tweet. It's July 4th, it's 4th of July weekend. Enjoy some beer. Nice and simple, right, guys? The response, 24,400 as of the morning of July 3rd, shows the breadth and depth of Bud's problem. You're still tweeting, you're almost at $30 billion loss. Even if you actually apologize to the country, we'd still drink our own pee-pee before considering buying your pee-pee water ever again, Red Tsunami posted. God, savage. Savage. It is impossible to go through 24,000 tweets, but it's fair to say that the general tenor was not forgiving of the company and decidedly not supportive of inclusivity. Once again, it's not inclusivity. It's people that have been aggrieved, and they have the right to be. Bud Light, that vice president insulted the paying customers. I said that earlier. Okay. To win back the crowd that's offended by the idea of transforming people being wooed by the same beer they drank, the company would have to be hateful in a way that would likely hurt it more than help. Once again, they should have chose a side and just rode with that backlash of just doing nothing. Budweiser has already hurt its brand with the LGBT community by not being supportive of Mulvaney. If it actively disavowed that community, the company would find itself the enemy of people on both sides of the aisle. See, I don't think so. I think if they would have done a heartfelt apology, maybe sales would have gotten a little better. Although there are a group of people that will never touch Bud Light ever again and Budweiser products ever again. The company wasn't making a grand statement supporting Mulvaney. It was using the term. It was using them. Uses whatever to reach more customers. There's no credible way to apologize for that because it's marketing, not politics. Yeah, I'm not buying it, guys. Okay. Bud Light, the significant behind this tweet is that the Bud Light Twitter account has stayed quiet, except for posting some of the new ads with King Griffey Jr. and some country star or something. And then they say, hey, it's July 4th. Yeah, well, you get what you get. And we're starting to see a shift. This boycott is going to keep going all throughout the year. And if it goes through the full summer, people drink less beer during the winter. This could be the worst year for Anheuser-Busch. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.